To be in the Philippines and be here with the opportunity to meet you guys and to bring to life the ecosystem part of the message today. I want to share with you a lot of the progress that we are making with Microsoft around the ecosystem and the services and the innovations that we're making, the investments around that. Now, when we brought the 900 and the 800 and the 710 and the 610 based on the Mango and Tango Windows Phone 7.5 operating system, the biggest feedback that we got was about the immaturity of the ecosystem. And Nokia in the last 1 year, 18 months have been working very, very hard, both with Microsoft and with our core assets to be able to rectify and build great momentum around this. And today I'd like to just take a few minutes to share with you some of the progress that we're making in terms of the innovations and the momentum that we're seeing around the ecosystem. So, the first thing is that as Mike mentioned, is what is a mobile device without apps these days? And with no exception with the Nokia Lumia range of devices. Today, we want to share with you a little bit of progress that we have been making with the apps ecosystem first and foremost. So how are we addressing this apps ecosystem gap that we are seeing in the Windows Phone 7.5 and what are we doing about it? Well, the first thing I want to share with you that's a very important piece of information is that the new Lumia 720, 520 is based on the Windows Phone 8 operating system. This joins the 620, the 820 and the 920 to make it a full portfolio of Windows Phone 8 devices that are now available in the Philippines market. So, one of the advantages of the Windows Phone 8 operating system is that it now allows us to expand the reach of the number of countries that are able to utilize these Windows Phone devices. Today, when we started with Windows Phone 7.5, there were only 30 countries that you could actually access Windows Phone devices from. And today, we've ramped this up to more than 190 countries, as you can see down there. And at the end of last year, very pleased that because of this increased expanded base, we're now across the 1 billionth download of the application. So we're getting a lot of positive momentum. As you can see, the momentum is just accelerating for us. So I know that everybody, since a lot of you from the media are here, you like statistics because you want to know, actually, give me the hard facts of how we are doing. Well, I want to share with you today some statistics of what's been happening. This is the 3-month snapshot since the Windows Phone 8 SDK was actually made available. And we have built the Windows Phone 8 devices, the new ones, based on, and the apps can run on this new SDK. So we have got 15,000 new applications in the 3 months that were published alone that has been built for Windows Phone 8 that actually take advantage of the new capabilities that Windows Phone 8 presents. We've got 41,000 new developers that have come on board the ecosystem, and the Windows phones are now downloading 75% more applications per user as a result of this breadth of applications that we have in the market today. This brings us to a total of 135,000 applications available for end users today. And you were saying that, well, 135,000, what does that mean? It means that today we're benchmarked that the top 26 of the 30 most used applications globally across any smartphone platform are now available on Nokia Lumia. And that's fantastic news for smartphone owners because they know that if they're buying a Nokia Lumia, they're going to get the same experience in terms of the breadth of applications that they're used to on other smartphone platforms. But the most interesting statistic on this particular slide here is the last statistic, which talks about the number of Windows devices that we're expecting in the market by the end of this year. So one of the things about Windows Phone 8 is that they rewrote Windows Phone from the ground up. And Windows Phone 8 shares the same operating system kernel or the core software as Windows 8 and Windows RT. And those people who are all the tech followers knows what that means. It means that there's more code reuse across the various platforms, which means that you can write an application one time and you can then publish it out with very little modification to 3 different platforms plus the Xbox as well. And so just on the Windows side alone, with the Windows 8 launch that we're seeing here in the Philippines, the Microsoft estimates that there will be at least 480 million Windows devices in the market running this particular operating system or a flavor of it by the end of this year. And that's really exciting news for developers, because while the Windows Phone base today might be quite small, we are seeing this tremendous momentum with the 3-screen capabilities of Windows to be able to make the largest ecosystem for applications by the end of 2013. And that's amazing. But what about Nokia? What are we doing in 2013? In 2012, we focused on closing the gap in terms of the number of applications, and we worked with Microsoft. This year, we're going to be switching gears a little bit, and we're going to be focusing on quality experiences. And one of the things that we have been doing is we have gone into our R&D labs and we've looked, hey, what are the things that Nokia does best? What are the things that are resonating with our consumers, and where are the areas that we're making investments? And these are some of the areas that we want to win in and be known as Nokia point of view in the smartphone market. And this is really to try to bring a quality experience, putting the customer first. We believe that if we combine our great hardware, which Mike has talked about, together with great software experiences and great apps that are unique to Lumia, and utilizing our own assets, we're going to be able to drive the love from the customer and the engagement from the customer that they will choose Lumia devices and no other devices. So what are the areas that Nokia is focusing on for 2013? Well, the first area, as you have probably seen from our device hardware already, is in the area of imaging. And we've worked very, very hard and made a lot of investments in this area, both from the hardware perspective as well as from the software perspective. So we have got the Pureview camera technology that we have brought to the 920. We've brought the same low light technology into the 720 devices with the largest aperture ever. But you can only utilize this great camera hardware if you have got great camera software. So not only do we open up the operating system for developers to be able to build on the great camera hardware and on the software layer, we're also giving them some tools ahead of time. The first thing that we're doing is that we bought this company at the end of last year called Scalado. And Scalado is a great imaging software company. And what they do is to provide these great software enablers for developers to be able to take advantage of. And today you see things like Smart Shoot, Panorama, Cinemagraph that are actually built on this technology. And these all ride on the lens technology that is available on Windows Phone 8. And so you're going to see us continue to make investments both on the hardware and software for this year. So this is an area that Nokia really wants to own in the smartphone space. We want to make it the best experience to capture your images and to relive these experiences. So, in one of the applications that has just been launched on the store, this is the Burton application. And I'm a snowboarder, I love snowboarding. And when you try to take a picture of a person snowboarding, you've got a couple of options. One is you can take a video, you can post up the video. The second is you can take a snapshot, but you only just get the person maybe at one moment in flight. But what this particular app does is it utilizes the rapid shot capability of the device and the ability to stitch multiple images together. So you don't just capture a picture, you capture the moment. And you can see here that we stitched multiple of the photos together, and you can see actually that snowboarder flying off the cliff and landing at the perfect landing. I wish that was me. That is not. That's the disclaimer. I'm not that good. So that's one area that we're focusing in terms of imaging and what we're doing around there. The second piece that we're going to anchor our business on in terms of differentiation this year is in terms of our HERE suite of services. So, when internet started, Google answered the first question that made them really big, which was the question of what? They answered the search question, right? The question of what? Then in the second evolution of the internet, the next big company that came about that was a game changer was Facebook, FB, everybody's favorite, right? And they answered the question of who. So, Google answered the question of what? Facebook answered the question of who, and we believe that we are now just beginning in the third evolution of the internet. And we want to answer the question of where. And the answer to the question of where is HERE. So HERE is not a sub-brand of Nokia. HERE is a completely separate brand that Nokia has. And the word here it's not Nokia here, it's just here. And here is a horizontal platform that includes both maps, places of interest, positioning, traffic, and transit. And the reason why it's a horizontal platform is that we want to make this information and services available to as many different device platforms and as many different form factors as possible. So for example, today, Here Maps powers more than 4 out of 5 cars with in-vehicle navigation units globally. So more than 80% of the cars that you drive with the in-vehicle navigation is powered by Here Maps. Today, if you turn on a Windows 8 PC and use the maps on Windows 8, it is powered by Here. If you use Yahoo Maps, it is powered by Here. We have also made Here available on other devices. So we have made Here in terms of the APIs available for Android devices. And you can also download the HTML5 version of Here available also on the iOS devices. So we want to make Here available as many places as possible, because we know that maps get better only when many people use them. And Nokia wants to have the best maps and navigation solutions for the world, across any platform. I just want to spend one slide sharing with you a little bit of the difference of approach that we see on how Here works compared to other platforms available in the market. The first thing that you will know about Here, the difference is that we have a hybrid engine. A hybrid engine means it's both powered on the device that's running as well as it's enhanced by the cloud. So powered on the device but enhanced by the cloud, which means that we're able to very quickly provide the best kind of user experiences on the device, which enables things like true offline navigation, true offline map downloads, true offline routing, and the ability to then create interactive experiences like LiveSite and CityLens. So we're very excited about the ability to put Here on devices. But Here is also enhanced by the cloud. And here's where it gets really exciting, when you're able to tap into an unlimited database where users are feeding improvements to our Here engines on the back end. In fact, there are more than 2.7 million updates to our Here Maps every day. So the maps get better and better the more people use them, and we're really excited by the fact that Here is based on this local power engine that is enhanced by the cloud. So you will see that Nokia's DNA is to try and create experiences that sense the world and to enable this for everybody. And this is going to be a core DNA of the services that we have been making investments in, and the improvements that we are making in both our platform and ability to make this as available to as many people as possible. So again, a slide with some of the updates in the terms of the momentum that we're making with the Here services. Today you can download 2.5 gigabytes of map data to your phone. Nobody else allows you to download 190 country maps into your phone. And of those 190 countries that you download to your phone, 94 of those countries provide turn-by-turn voice-guided navigation. So we enable the navigation, but it's also of the quality and the grade that we are providing to the automotive manufacturers, that we know that you're going to be able to drive around Philippines very safely utilizing the Here Drive services. There are also 120 million point addresses that's already inside the maps, and 85 million places of interest that have now been enabled with LiveSite. So when you put the map down, as Mike shared with you, you will see a regular map. The moment you turn it up, you will still see the regular map, but it will then be enhanced with showing what's around you, utilizing the compass. Because most of the time we can get to a place, but we don't know exactly where around us is that place that we're looking for. And so we want to make sure that we have the best user experiences on Lumia and first to Lumia utilizing this.